Welcome to Behind the Scenes at the Hanover Theater. Now, here's your host, Lisa Condit.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the program. My name is Laurie Carr, Social Media Manager at the Hanover Theater, and I'm filling in for Lisa, who is out today. And I'm very pleased to be on the phone with Jack Curenton. He is the Don Quixote of Man of La Mancha, which is coming to the Hanover Theater next week, February 28th through March 2nd. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to coming back up there.
And we were just talking before, a little earlier, about how you were just up here.
Right. Last weekend we were at the Providence Performing Arts Center in Rhode Island.
And so where are you headed now?
Right now we're on the road in somewhere Kentucky, heading to Florida.
Oh, wow. So you just jump around everywhere. You get to see just about everywhere in the United States. It must be a lot of fun.
Well, at least I see a lot of truck stops.
Yeah, I bet. So the reason why we're talking with you today is because you are reprising your role as Don Quixote in Man of La Mancha, coming to the Hanover Theater next week, February 28th through March 2nd. And I have to say, I took a look at your bio before, and I'm very impressed with just the volume of productions you've been involved with since the beginning. Can you kind of talk about how you got started in the business?
Well, it actually started probably when I was about 11. My folks went to New York. They saw the play Oliver. They liked it so much they brought the record back. Mom thought I'd make a great Oliver. I liked Fagin. 5 years later, at 16, I was able to do that part, and I've done that 2 more times since then, so I've done that part 3 times. When you talk about reprising Man of La Mancha, I did this role 38 years ago.
Wow. And so what's it like coming back?
Wonderful. You have a few more decades of life science to bring to a part. Relationships, wins, losses, ties. You learn a lot more about the character and how you feel about life. I can honestly say that this was a character that I pretty much lived in his footsteps or his style most of my life.
And that's amazing that you get to come back and play that role again many years later. And so for those that are listening who aren't familiar with Man of La Mancha, it's returning to the stage in an all-new production, complete with the Tony Award-winning score and book that's inspired theatergoers since that very first note of The Impossible Dream. And it takes you on the world of Don Quixote as he pursues his quest for that impossible dream.
If I'll bring a little bit back to this, back when I was 16, I remembered watching the funeral of Robert Kennedy, and Ted Kennedy spoke at the funeral and said, some people see things as they are and ask why. He saw things as they should be and asked why not. And that is pretty much how I have lived my life, all my life, trying to follow in that type of idealistic approach of what can be done to make things better. So when people say, oh, geez, I don't know if I can make a difference, my answer is just, pull up your big boy and big girl bloomers and get over it and get out there and do it.
Right. That's great advice in anything that you do. So can you tell us a little bit about the production itself and what people can expect coming to the show next week?
Well, I would really love to have people bring their children because I think it's such an inspiring show. It gives people an opportunity to really think about that, what I just said. What can I do to make a difference? To try to see good when there is nothing but bad. And in the times that we have, this is a philosophy that is timeless. I mean, we all want to have clean air. We want to have good health care. We want to have our kids have good schools. What can we do to make things better? And that's the thing that we try to accomplish here. So this is something that gives people goals and inspiration to want to do better. As a matter of fact, in The Impossible Dream itself, the last line simply says, when one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. We've seen this in our lifetimes. We've seen it in history. The one man that makes a difference, Gandhi, Jesus Christ, Sister Teresa, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, all these people that were one person that made a difference.
That's
and tried to make things happen.
And that's very important. I think that's why it's such a great family show. And we love when families come and enjoy theater because, you instill that love for the arts, and they come back again and again, and they just learn so much from the productions that they see. And we've got some great deals for families who'd like to bring their children to the show. We have 10% discounts. We have Woo packages. So it's very affordable. So you can come out, enjoy a night out with your family to see a world-class performing arts Broadway show, and you're not going to be spending a ton of money to really enjoy that world-class entertainment.
Well, one thing I'll even add to this is the fact that in the cast, the fellow who plays Sancho has actually done this role 5 times, and his uncle was the original Sancho with Richard Kiley when the show first appeared on Broadway.
Wow, isn't that amazing? That is truly incredible. So you really have people that they know what they're doing. They've got the mentors. I mean, that's to have a family member that was the original role. That's incredible. You really get to know you really learn what you need to know to play the role as Sancho.
Absolutely.
That's great. So I'm looking at your bio here right now, and you've just been involved in so much, everything from musicals and Broadway performances all the way down to voiceovers, and you play the narrator and Sultan for Disney California Adventure Park. That's pretty cool.
That's
as in Aladdin?
Yeah, that was in the Aladdin show, yeah. And I did a tour of Beauty and the Beast as Belle's father, Crazy Old Maurice. So I get a lot of these character crazy roles.
What do you find was your favorite role or most challenging?
This one. This is my favorite role.
Yeah.
I love this role because of what it stands for righting all wrongs, for making a difference, for being something above and beyond the pale. I've always felt that, a lot of people, as they say, live those quiet lives of desperation, which means, they work all day. They take the kids to soccer. They don't want to go to a town hall meeting. They don't want to go get involved in some city problem or fight City Hall. If they're lucky, they may get to watch Jay Leno over a bowl of Post Toasties at night. There's not much you really get out of your life, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's why this is so different. People, a lot of people, it's amazing that don't know about the play itself. And many people then may know about the song, The Impossible Dream. But if you say to somebody, jousting at windmills, they know what that means. That's fighting City Hall. That's trying to make a difference. That's going against up against the Department of Motor Vehicles or what,
right.
The dog catcher or whatever. And that's what makes a difference.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a great story, and I think anyone, whether you're in performing arts or whether you're really fighting the big fight with the city for something you're really you have a really strong passion for something that you truly believe in, this is a show that will inspire you to really seek that impossible dream. Yes,
absolutely. I had taken a leave of absence from stage and from acting because in my mid-20s, life happens to people. You fall in love, you get married, you get a job.
Of course.
And so I spent 30 years helping to grow a company from about 850 clients to over 35,000 clients to become the largest service organization of its type in the world. When I did Don Quixote the first time in 1975, that was the last time I was on stage until 2005 when I reprised the role of Fagin and Oliver for the third time.
Wow. So what's that like going back? Were you nervous at all, or did you kind of just pick it up and it was like...
No, just think bicycle.
Yeah.
The 30 years that I was in business, I was an executive vice president in charge of sales. Sales is basically acting to a smaller audience and a regular paycheck.
Right, of course.
Because once you say the same thing twice, you have a script.
Yeah. When you look at it that way, it's true. Very true. I just kind of wanted to touch on your commercial and voiceover work. You were recently shot in a TV series pilot for Ghost Town that premiered in Hollywood.
Yes, and that's over at Disney and Nickelodeon, which we hope they will pick up as a series.
Well, we will look for that.
Yeah.
And hope to see that soon.
Ghostbusters, but the ghost hunters are 3 12-year-olds, and I'm like the Indiana Jones of ghost hunters. I'm the mentor.
That sounds like a good We'll have to see that one.
Get to be the crazy old guy that goes chasing ghosts and teach the kids how to get the ghosts and ghoulies. But that's just right up there with the Disney dads.
Right. That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like you have quite the ride with your line of work.
Once I finish with this tour, I've got a 3-movie deal in Atlanta that is basically an autobiographical story spread over 3 movies. Real true story that was in the late 60s, early 70s about an attorney, young attorney, who becomes a pimp.
Wow.
And you can't make up stuff like that.
No. Well, that will be an interesting role, much different from what you'll be doing when you come as Don Quixote in Man of La Mancha, which again is coming next week to the Hanover Theater, February 28th through March 2nd. So if you'd like to see Jack along with his other cast members in this upcoming production, you can visit thehanovertheater.org for more information. You can also call us or call our box office to purchase tickets. We still have great seats available, and the number there is 877-571-7469. Jack, I just want to thank you again for joining us on the show, and we really look forward to seeing you in Worcester.
You're quite welcome, and if anybody wants to, they can see a review on BroadwayWorld.com of the show. It's a phenomenal review. And they can get my name that way and go on YouTube and see my commercials, my videos, my films, a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, great. Well, we'll link that within our social media. I'll make sure to do that for you.
Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it. And we look forward to coming to Mass next week.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.